Yo, what's going on, guys? This is the build that I'll be using for today's video. And as the video goes on, I'll explain the build. And I'm also going to explain the iguanadon, how it works and how it should be played, and then gameplay at the end, obviously. So yeah. Now before going to the build, I just want to talk about the strengths of this thing. It's an absolute tank. It's got great survivability, really good defensively. Like, it's incredibly hard for anyone to punish an Iggy, just because your kick and your thumb barrage do crazy damage and they're just super easy to hit. And yeah, like, the only problem with the Iggy is it's a fence, like, but then you can use charge for that, but I just don't use charge over kick. I'll explain why. But yeah, other than that, I mean, the only thing this thing is lacking is the offense, but you don't need offense. I mean, this thing is really good at surviving massive groups. So yeah, and just killing small dinos. The only problem I would say this thing has is against like apexes, so the 5 slots. For example, Eo, Rex, Titan, bars and duck. Those could be a problem, especially Rex. But the other one, I mean, you can just escape from everything anyway, and anything smaller than those is just too weak to kill you, besides the Amarga, which has 0 offensive capability anyway, so you're fine. And then the Spino as well, and but yeah, none of those can catch you. And then Anno as well, obviously, once again, can't catch you. Any other 4 slot, and yeah, any other 4 slot and below just are too weak, unless there's like a bunch of them, obviously. But yeah, now I'm gonna go into the build. So I use 10% quad bipedal armor, as the only time you're gonna be quadrupedal is when you are running away, whereas you want to stand and fight a lot with this thing and then run away. So yeah, and another thing is, so your other option is the quadrupedal, plus 10 quadrupedal damage. So I mean, the only time you would use that is when you're kicking or when you're charging at someone. But yeah, Iggy doesn't really have a lot of attacks. And then your last option is plus 10 health recovery. But yeah. Now there's nothing flashy about Iggy. It's not like a hard dino to use or fast dino. This has decent speed. The only thing I would say, another thing that is bad about Iggy is its turn radius, but that's fine. You have a block, which I'll explain how good that is. Okay, so your passive ability is the bipedal stance, and all you do to get into that is pressing the crouch button, or instead raise you up onto 2 legs into bipedal stance. While bipedal, gain increased turning speed and stam recovery. So that's actually really good to remember, especially that stam recovery. So yeah, it's good to read the passives. And then senses, so I use the retaliate. Why? Because retaliate does, while bipedal, deal 20% increased damage for 2 seconds after being hit with an attack. So that's really good to pair up with your thumb barrage. And your other options just aren't that good, like trampling feet, gain 3 times trample damage when in a group. Group members are now immune to your trample damage, which just get out of the way, like, yeah. And then your last option is family chorus. Increase stam recovery when not grouped. While grouped, you in each hadrosaur, so Campto, Lambio, Iguanodon and Barsbodia, you gain 10% stam recovery, and it stacks up to 4 times. But I'm going to explain why you won't need that, just as the thing goes on. And then for your front limb, so you can have 2 of these, right? I use thumb barrage because that's your main attack, and it does a lot of damage. A quick attack that increases in power of each hit, forces you into bipedal stance. And then the other one that I use is block. And what does this do? Negates damage of an incoming attack if it connects with the head, neck or body. Uses stamina when activated. So here's the thing about block. It doesn't matter where you get hit, you're immune. You get that block effect. So yeah, like, a raptor can jump on you, and if you block, guess what? That counts as a block. If you get tail ridden and you block, it counts as a block. It's really good. And I think it's a little bit broken, but yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna quickly go back to the gameplay. I thought this handle was with the Rex, honestly, and I thought he was gonna kill me, but he wasn't. And he was running a sense or something like that. They gave me 25% armor, so that was really good for fighting the Shreks. Going back to the build, your other options are run and start, gain 2 times acceleration while not bipedal, which it's cool and all, but all you're doing is just running more, and it's just, you need block and fun barrage. Why? Because last time I didn't run block, there was 2 dasps, and the dasp was like a little bit faster than Niggy, and it just like, all they did the whole time was just keep getting heavy bites on me and piercing bites. Where block literally blocks that out fully and it becomes useless, and then that way you're not taking a piercing bite for a fun barrage. That way you're blocking and then fun barraging them, and they practically do 0 damage and take an insane amount. Anyway, your other option is quadrupedal, deal 20% increased damage while not bipedal, which is pretty good, but once again you need block and fun barrage, like that's a combination you need. And then arm slam, while standing bipedal, slam your arms down to inflict armor piercing damage, cannot be interrupted by knockback. This one just feels like it shows too much, like it's too easy to see it coming and people just get out of the way. But yeah, and the fun barrage is just better. And then the metabolism, herbivore is what I use, able to eat berries, moderate food drain. And then you've got forager, able to eat flowers, nuts, roots and fruit, faster food drain. Now I don't really kill a lot of people in this video, it's not really about that, it's the fact that this thing's survivability is on another level. It's so good. I rarely ever died with this thing, even when I was outmatched by titans, sucos and a metri. You're going to see later on in the video, all of that chased me and they could not get me, and I'm going to explain how. This is the main thing that gets this thing's survivability to be so good, and this is a height that no one uses at all, and it's called Second Wind. Gain 150% increased stamina recovery for 8 seconds after receiving a hit in combat, which is really underrated. Like, the amount of stamina you regain is insane. So when you're getting chased by these massive groups, it's always the big things catch up to you in the end. They just run you out of stamina. But here's the thing, when the small things hit you, you get for 8 seconds an insane stamina boost that pretty much refills a quarter of your stam bar each time you get hit for those 8 seconds, and then they just keep hitting you, so it just keeps coming back. So by the time the apex or the big dino that can actually punish you gets to you, you just run away and it doesn't matter and you survive. Really good. Your other option is fixed scutes, improves health recovery rate by 20%, which is alright. The iguanodon's health recovery isn't the best, but still, second one is crazy. And then resilient scales, increases bleeding venom healing by 20%. The other ones usually do like 30%, but this one only does 20%, so yeah. Either way, you need second wind for that crazy survivability on your hide slot. Moving on to your leg slot, I use the gauntlets, improves armor by 20% while bipedal. So yeah, it's just really good because when you decide to actually finally make that stand to put some damage onto the smaller things, or medium-sized even creatures, then you have got a bunch of armor and a bunch of damage. So yeah, and then your other option is hero's stand, which this one seems actually okay. Landing any attack against an enemy will give you 1 stack of heroic. Reaching 3 stacks of heroic will apply hero's stand to all group members within 50 meters. That increases their attack damage by 25% for 20 seconds. Additional applications of hero stand will refresh during the duration. Will refresh the duration. So this one seems really good for a group build, but if you're you could use this, but I just prefer gauntlets as I'm mostly solo. So yeah. And then your back limb, so you can have 2 of these attacks. I use the back kick, a kick that causes high damage, requires slow movement to use, and also uses stamina. But because you have the second wind, it doesn't matter, you get all your stamina back anyway. And this is amazing for fighting the smaller stuff, megs, conks, just anything that's tail riding you. It's just really good damage. Makes you impossible to tail ride. And then the last thing I use is pivot. improves turn speed by 30% while bipedal. That's just for my block. That's just to make my block better. But honestly, you could change it up and maybe use something different. Wouldn't be a bad idea. I actually didn't think about this, but I use pivot and back kick. You could maybe switch up. You could maybe use charge and back kick if you want more offense, as I was really struggling to kill things. I was just getting away from things. And you can see here, I was just, like, this Suko was trying to chase me down. And I didn't even, for the half of the video, I actually didn't have second wind on, as I didn't have the coin to unlock it, but you'll see later on I get it. So yeah. Pivot and charge is what I use. Pivot and back kick. And the other option is charge, which charge forward in a line, causing damage to anything you hit, cannot be interrupted by knockback. So this could be good. This could definitely be good. Yeah. And then you have planted feet, negate all knockback while bipedal, which it's alright. Well, actually, it can be pretty good, especially, you know, you see a lot of Sukos, Patches, Armagas getting on top of rocks and trying to throw people off of cliffs. If you want to just be really annoying and run that against people, it can be really good. But other than that, I wouldn't recommend it. And then you have tail attack causes knockback, which is probably the worst option out of all of them because it does like no damage. Everyone knows tail attack has just been nerfed so bad. Yeah, but yeah, that was the build. But yeah, now I'm gonna go over the gameplay and stuff. And now here, I was fighting this Pycno, and the problem with Fun Barrage is that it stops you in place pretty much. It just stops you from sprinting when you use it, so you can't just keep going forward, and that can be an issue when you're trying to be offensive. So yeah, I was trying to protect my baby as well. Another thing to keep in mind, I already seen this guy, and there was also 3 other Titans that were his friends. There, so I had to keep in mind, preserve my stamina and stuff, and if I'm not going to preserve it, then let this guy hit me. That way I can get it back. But yeah, that was the main thing I'm trying to put on distance from the Titans and the Pycno, is the Titans can't keep up with Pycno. And I can also not escape a Pycno, but I can put enough damage to where he can no longer chase me and be dangerous. So yeah. And yeah, this thing's just like an absolute machine at being defensive. Like, it's so hard to exploit this thing, especially when you get really good at blocking. Like, for example, when someone charges at you, don't just, you know, trade with them, block it and then hit them. Yeah, the block is actually really good and very underrated. I used to think it was useless, and then I started using it more and realizing how good it was, and it's, yeah, really good. Anyway, this guy charges, I move out of the way and I just back kick him. And you can see here, he hits me. I'm not really moving, plus I'm in bipedal. And that's just giving me crazy stamina regen, which is really good when I need to run away from the Titans. And there's also a Rex here. And I already walked past this Rex and he was being friendly. All of a sudden, he sees a Pycno fighting me and decides he wants to fight. Once again, the Pycno charges, I move out the way. And this damage that this guy is taking is not worth it compared to what he's doing to me. Like, he's doing nothing, I'm doing way more. But the problem is, I do need to watch out for that Rex, and I do see him. And I do need to watch out for getting bone snapped, because when you do get bone snapped, even when you get bone snapped, here's a good thing. Your block does so much, it negates all the damage, that you literally, like, you're safe. You just need to block. Like, don't panic, block. And once the bone snap is gone, you can no longer chain it because you're immune to bone snap for like 50 seconds. So you just block, 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 and then whenever you need to leave, leave. It's that simple. So yeah, really good. And another thing is, when raptors pounce on you, block. Like, block and buckle at the same time. They do no damage and you buckle them off. It's really good. I've never seen anyone else do it. Very underrated tool. I will show it later on in the video. But yeah. And this Pycno hasn't really done much to me. There'll be a lot of running here, but it's just kind of to show the survivability of this thing. And yeah. And this guy just can't punish me either. Like, too tanky, too defensively sound, and this guy's just not doing enough damage. So yeah. And the only problem was the turn radius when I was trying to tail ride Apexes was pretty rough. But I'm sure if you're a good Iggy player, I don't really play the Iggy myself, I was only doing it for the video. I might play it more in the future, and I'll hopefully get a little bit more action than this. But yeah, either way, really good dino. I recommend it to new players for sure. It's easy to use, there's not really anything fancy about it. All around good. I mean, even against small dinos, big dinos, it's just really good. And the Titans actually killed their own pick though. Maybe he was talking a lot and they got mad at him. I don't know. But yeah. Here I decided to fight this what's it called? Spinal. Realistically, now that I'm looking back in the footage, I should have just blocked that. I don't know why I didn't. Like, yeah. When someone stomps, just block it. You don't need to take the damage. I just didn't think of that at the time. But yeah. And you can see these babies attack me, and like, those babies aren't gonna do anything. Like, also, I didn't know that you can block and just take like no damage when someone's pounced here either. I'll discover it later on in the video, which I will do. But yeah. And main thing here is tail ride this guy, but Spino's got a pretty good turn radius, honestly. It's definitely not bad compared to the Rex and some of the other Apexes. But yeah, and it also has stomp, but you can block that. And you can see this pick mode tries to get behind me, I just kick him in the head. And yeah, that probably didn't feel any good. And you can see my Anno bone snap this guy, not for long though. Once again, should have blocked that there. Yeah, that's my fault. But yeah. And this guy kind of runs to the water, and I'm not going to chase a Spino through the water. That's kind of the risk you take in fighting a Spino. At any point that he decides that he wants to go to the water, and if it's close enough, then he can just get out of there at any point. And here they brought a Suko, and I was already low, but I didn't want to let my friend die, as you know, I don't want to just run away like I could, but I'm not too sure if the Arnold could. And I'm already really low. The thing, this guy literally could have face tanked me, but he didn't know how low I was. And that damage you take from the Eggy is a lot, so he probably just got scared like here. Probably just took a lot of damage, fought. He probably just didn't know how low I was, and then this guy jumps on me. What did I do? I buckle and I block at the same time. If I didn't do that, plus the 25% armor from the Anno, I would have been dead, honestly. But yeah. And sometimes it's about the block can be a bit buggy sometimes, but I'm sure if you get used to it, you'll do it a lot better than I'm doing it. And I went to go rest, and I was AFK here, if I'm being honest. I wasn't paying attention to what was happening. And you know, alpha critters, you know, they do their thing. And he runs up on me, and he just kills me. So yeah, I mean, survive all these big groups, but cannot survive a critter. So yeah, unfortunate. But either way, I went back to SLL, and I got chased by a Metri, a Titan, and a Suko. And I didn't really record it because I'm just running, there's no point. But this guy here, the Metri, is what made me able to run all the way from SLL all the way to Deep Lake. And because why? Because every time he hit me, I simply stopped, went in bipedal stance, and got my stamina back. And then I occasionally hit him as well. I didn't want to kick here, I could have kicked multiple times, but I kept in mind that the Titan and the Suko is around, and I just don't want to be running out of stamina near the Titan. That could be a problem. And because I knew the Suko kept following me the whole time, I was hoping that I could run him out of stamina, because I can kill a Suko and I can kill a Metri, but I can't offensively kill him if he's got stamina, because this thing's offense is bad. But if he doesn't have stamina, then I can just face tank him and kill him. And that was the plan, get this guy out of stamina, kill him, and then maybe kill the Metri, and then see what I could do against the Titan. But yeah, it's just tough against the Titan because of his juke. But this guy actually nearly knocked me off the cliff, so I started running, plus the Titan got close. Also, you could see that this Suko landed 4 shark bites on me, but he didn't land all of them. That's why I've got no bleed on me. You need to land like all of them to get like crazy bleed, or just have a Titan bite you. Anyway, I ran all the way to Riverland and they followed. And these guys ran into a group, and now they get into a fight with this group. And obviously I'm gonna third party this. Like, these guys were chasing me all the way, so I'm gonna get my get back as soon as I can. And I seen a Meg, not sure what else they were fighting, but I imagine the Suko was pretty low because he was moving away. And another thing is, he was probably low in stamina. Not only that, he can't really regain it from the Meg's poison. So I tried to get the jump on him, and I did. I hit him a few times, but there's still this Titan I need to watch out for. And also, I don't want to stop. When you're getting chased by Apex, you don't want to stop to regain your stamina. You want to leave it to the smaller things, have some distance in between. Anyway, you can see I'm face tanking this Titan. And I could do that. I should have blocked that heavy bite. So yeah, that was a mistake on my part. Honestly, if you're a good Iggy player, you can definitely do a lot. You could probably kill a Titan, like face to face. You could kill him if you block the heavy hits, and then just use your thumb barrage. But I also wouldn't risk it. But yeah, as you can see, I do pretty good damage. And actually, I put both the Iggy and the Suko, not the Suko and the Titan one hit, and you're gonna see a Dasp comes up, and he literally one taps both of them. It's crazy. If I literally just stuck there and decided to fight the Titan, I could have killed him right then and there. I was just scared to die. I didn't want to die. No need to die when there's a bunch of other random people about. So yeah. And it's funny because these guys were overpacking, and as soon as they die, they get all mad about it. But yeah. Anyway, I made my way all the back to SLL, and there was like just a massive mega pack of Titans. I was like, I'm not fighting this. This is stupid. No point. I'm not going to kill anyone. And just would end up dying at some point. Anyway, I'm fighting this Rex, and I'm just trying to tail ride this guy. He should be tail hitting here, which he does, but he misses. Yeah. And you do not want to face tank a Rex. Like, nothing can face tank a Rex. Like, it's really good. Unless obviously the Rex keeps biting a yield that's blocking, but that's kind of a skill issue. But yeah. And even then, I think you can kill it if you use the right rolls and the bomb break, stuff like that. But this Rex was using not the bomb break, so if he bomb broke me, which he never, because he doesn't even have that. He's got clamp and bite. So he's missing it on 20% damage, which is big against Apexes. This guy is more of like trying to kill small dinos, which is fair enough. And he goes to the water, which I'm not going to face tank him. There's no point. I just get away, get my foot up, and I see he's fighting the Serato. And I'm like, alright, cool, I'm just going to help this Serato, because I'm not catching the Serato. There's no point in trying to fight him. Like, the only way I'm killing the Serato is if he makes a mistake and I catch him when he's really low. Other than that, I'm not killing it. Whereas the Vex, I can kill him. And honestly, the Vex probably didn't seem that good either. You can see he's turning his back a lot and not using his tail hit as much as he should be. At this point, this guy is already pretty low, so I can just face fight this guy. He also doesn't have the bone snap for 20% increased damage. Like, it's all good. I was fine with face tanking this guy, and yeah. But yeah, that was pretty easy. And then my friend got on, and we played Miraguaya and Iggy. Went to SOL, and this raptor jumped on him. I just clawed him off and killed him. And here we've seen a Picno and a Kilo. And here's the thing, we're one slot higher than they are, and like the combination is just not there. Like, a Miraguaya and Iggy is way stronger than a Kilo and a Picno. Just goes to show how strong the Iggy is, and the Miraguaya is pretty strong too. Anyway, you seen that Picno charged me, and I was gonna block, but my friend got in the way, so it is what it is. Yeah. Another thing is I literally hit that guy like that Akelo a few times and put him one hit instantly. But yeah, nothing really happened. I'm just showing like this thing's literally just a defensive beast. Like, it's so hard to punish it. And if you want, you can just run away. Anyway, there was some people fighting at LBM, and these guys were near the water, so I mean, this is what I can kill. I just kill what I can. No point of chasing around the smaller things, as they're just never going to catch them. Like, this sort of fence isn't good, but the defense is amazing. Another thing is, once again, back to the offense. you cannot hit in the water. So yeah, be careful about that. Iggy's got amazing what's it called? Swimming really fast. Just can't hit in the water. That's the only thing about it. But yeah, either way, I put that Dasp one hit and he ends up drowning. And this Aloe must have been on home cave debuff and out of stamina, so he was just completely dead. Like, there's nothing this guy could do. But yeah, just getting the kills that I could. But yeah, that was pretty much it. Iggy's all around really good.